So for the one or two of you guys that are wondering about my Gunpla Expo version of the Real Grade Exia and is it finished yet? Well, the answer is, I haven't done anything in years on this. Maybe I'll finish it tonight. Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another Gunpla review, and this right here, as you can see on the box, is the P-Bandai Real Grade Exia Repair 3. So once again, this is a variant kit, so this is going to be a bit shorter of a review. I know I say that all the time, that kinda never works out, but I'll try. But if you do want to watch the full review, I'll throw a card up there in the corner. That is for the standard Real Grade Exia that this is based on. And if you want a bit of a summary right now about what that kit is like, it looks good, doesn't pose that good, and has good accessories. Definitely the letdown with that kit is the posability. The Exia is meant to be one fast, light, dynamic mobile suit, and that's not really reflected in its posability. However, visually, it is beautiful and the accessories are great. So once again, if you want to watch the full review of that, you can check that out. Once again, this video right here would not be possible without those absolutely fantastic people over at BUYEE. So if you do want some premium Bandai of your own, I did drop a couple of links down there in the description. That's to the Amazon listing I bought this from, as well as the sign up to BUYEE. But anyway, let's get to this. So without any further ado, there is the Exia Repair 3, or should I say the Real Grade Exia Repair 3, slapped together with no extra effort. So that means none of the extra decals, no panel lining, no nothing. But this still looks outstanding. Once again, just like the standard version of the Real Grade Exia, this is rocking two tones of white, that is pure white as well as a light gray. We've got two tones of blue, that is a darker blue and a lighter blue. We've got the dark gray of the inner frame. We do have some of those pearlescent strips for the GN wiry things. One shade of red, and definitely the thing that stands out the most is all those epic green clear parts. Like I mentioned about the decals, I didn't use any of the extra ones, as you can see there on that decal sheet, but the ones that I did use are the ones that go behind the clear parts. So you can see here on the legs, on the side of the head, these look great. There's also another one inside the chest there, and there are some silver foil ones behind those pearlescent wires in the arms. So of course, this is a variant of the OG Exia. I would put them side by side, but I forgot that I actually converted my Exia into the Exia Repair with the premium Bandai parts, so I had intended this one here to be my Exia, but I never got around to finishing it. So I'll just throw some footage from the older review side by side with this so you can see what they look like. But anyway, now that we've got them side by side, I will mention, I don't know about you guys, but for me, I've never really taken the time to look at the difference between the standard Exia, the Exia Repair 2, and the Exia Repair 3. The only one that's obviously different to me is the Exia Repair because it's, well, half broken. Straight away, one of the biggest differences to me is the shoulders. We've got that white section up there, and in general, it has been redesigned. On the sides of the arms, leading into the shoulders, we no longer have those annoying little strips that kind of got in the way that linked the shoulders to the arms. Instead, we've got this nice little neat one, nicely tucked away inside of the upper arm armor. As for the torso, there's not a whole lot different between the two. I will mention this little bit back here on the back, that white piece, glue that. I've lost it on two different Exias so far. No GN drive this time, so the whole back has been changed to accommodate that. The skirting armor on the front is basically the same. Around on the side, it is a little bit different. We've got the connection points here for the beam sabers. These do jut out quite a bit more. Flipping around to that butt flap though, we've got a whole lot of different going on here. The shape is a whole lot different, and we've got these larger, bluer flaps. The upper legs, they have been changed as well. These are a lot plainer and whiter than before. There's no split colors in the white here. There's no light gray. The knees, big obvious difference. They're in blue. Around in the back of the legs, we've got these little thrusters. Those are new. But all in all, on the whole, there's a lot of subtle differences, some obvious differences, but all in all, it's got the same general vibe. But I know I'm definitely feeling this. I like this a lot. Before moving on to the next segment of this review, I will take a quick look at the runners. In here we get 8 runners left over from the standard Real Grade Exia, and as you can see from the leftover parts here, it does seem like you can build a lot off, if not the whole, standard Real Grade Exia from this kit. 2 of the runners in this kit are from the Exia Repair 2, once again another premium Bandai kit, and the only thing really interesting on these is that extra butt flap, in a full pure white this time. And these 2 tiny runners are the only thing that make this kit unique. So of course that's just for the new blue parts on the armor, as well as the new rifle. And speaking of rifle, let's move right on into the accessories, and here is the Real Grade Exia Repair 3 with absolutely everything that it comes with. So first up, a bit of a comparison. There is what came with the standard version of the Exia. This is what comes with this kit right here, the Premium Bandai Exia Repair 3. So you can see the difference between the two. This kit does seem to come with not really a little bit less, but it's definitely a bit different. Just 2 beam sabers this time instead of 4. We don't have the smaller GN swords, but we do have that new rifle. So a brief overview of what does come in this box, and that is the GN sword custom, the GN long rifle, the GN shield, 2 beam sabers as well as a pair of shorter beam effects, 8 different manipulators, and that 1/44th scale Setsuna FCA. Oh yeah, and a base adapter. As for those manipulators, we've got a pair of fists, a pair of widespread dynamic hands, a pair of holding hands, and those old school posable real grade hands. The beam sabers are exactly as we saw before, so you can have these in that long mode or the dagger mode, depending on which effect parts that you use, and when these aren't in use, they can attach here onto the side skirts. So there is no attachment point on the back of the shoulders on the Exia Repair 3. As for the GN shield, it's the same as we saw before. This is just in blue, white, and grey, just like the mobile suit itself, and when you want to use this, it attaches onto the front of the forearm. The GN sword custom in here is the same as the one with the Exia Repair 2. This looks outstanding. It's kind of a mix between the one we would have seen with Exia and the one that we see with 00 Riser. I love these weapons. This style of weapon is one of my, if not my favorite, Gundam weapon. It's a mix of shield, a beam rifle, as well as that flipping forward sword that's all attached onto the side of the arm. This time around, instead of being just a big hunk of metal, this has that awesome clear green piece all around the outside. This looks fantastic. Awesome. So moving on to the only real unique item in this kit, and of course that is the GN long rifle. So this is what it looks like deployed. As we're moving parts, what I assume is the sight there can move side to side. These handles on the side can flip out just like so, and the handle up there that can move back and forward. Also, when this is attached onto the back of the arm, it can flip back like this, fold away the side, fold away the handle, and it's out of the way, so that is pretty cool. Folds away somewhat like the GN sword custom. That just slides onto the arm like so, and this could be a little bit of a tighter connection, but it's not that bad. All in all, pretty awesome. So now moving on to the articulation, and this was definitely my biggest gripe the last time I reviewed the Exia. So is it still the same? Well, of course, physically this thing is pretty much identical to the other version, but it's been a minute since I did that review, so I'm gonna go through it all again and see it with some fresh eyes. But anyway, as always, from the head down. So as usual, the head is on your standard Gundam giggity joint. So that means we do have 2 joints in there, one at the bottom of the neck allowing up and down, and one inside the torso allowing it to do that. So what that results in is all the way up, all the way down, so not too bad. There's this side to side tilt that can rotate all the way around 360. Those Gundam 00 Season 1 clavicle antenna are on here, trying to get that out. Come on, there we go, so that can pop out like that. At the shoulder then, there it is all the way forward, all the way back, so that is okay. Quite a lot going on there. As for the up and down, we've got a bit going on right here at the chest. The shoulder armor can move independently to the arm, as usual. There is that full 360 rotation at the shoulder. There's the arm all the way up, not bad. The rotation here is not at the upper arm per se, it's just above the elbow. Speaking of the elbow, there is the bend at the elbow. Ooh, perfection. The wrist here is rocking 2 points of articulation, one down here, as you can see that moving up and down, and the one at the ball joint itself. So that is a standard ball joint right there. At the torso, these sections can move out like so, but they tend to fall off when you do that, so probably better off not doing that. The Exia is rocking an opening cockpit, but it's vacant in there. As for the ab crunch, there's the bend all the way to the front. There it is all the way back. How about that side to side? That is pretty damn good. All these little sections back here, those open up like that, and that. The little GN particle storage tank can be removed. In case you're curious, there it is from the front. There it is from the back. Moving down a little further now, we do have an extra bit of articulation down here. Full rotation right there. These little guys which store the beam sabers, they can move like so. The front skirting armor here can only move up ever so slightly like this, so it does get in the way of the leg quite a bit. Around on the butt here, double premium butt flap, very nice. Can spread those out a little bit as well. And inside the waist unit, it only has a standard peg here, so this doesn't move in any direction, so it's always at this point. This, to me, is most definitely the weakest aspect of this kit. If this could drop down a little bit, this leg could kick out past this armor, but because it can't do that when you kick up the leg, it instantly hits that. Bring it down. No, you're not getting much. So you cannot bring the Exia's leg up to the front, especially because this armor is a little bit bigger than what we saw on this guy right here. So in a way, that restricts the articulation even more. So just like before, if you do want any sort of articulation here, you do have to angle it outwards slightly. But even still, you're getting a pitiful kick up like that. That is not Exia level right there. This thing should be a posing machine. As for the kick out to the back, however, this is a premium butt flap, so that doesn't really help. Again, big old bulky armor, sticking out ever too far, clashing with that. If this joint could drop down, it would be better, but it can't. And to add insult to injury, this guy's got these chonkadonk hips right here. These don't push in or anything, they're always extended out like that. So as for the splits, all you get is, oh, well, hopefully not that. But as I was saying, as for the splits, that is it. Just, no, not good. Anyway, so next up, checking out that knee, there is the bend at the knee. So this is that pretty cool, almost triple sectioned leg that the Exia has. So it's got a bend up here and a secondary bend down further. I love this design. That is so cool. So this does have a very, very nice bend at the knee. And as you can see, the armor does split up ever so nicely there. So I'm going to bring this in with that close-up so you can see what happens. That's it in, split out, in, lovely. So down to the ankle now. This part can move up and down like so. This segment here in the front, up and down again, like that. At the actual ankle itself then, there it is all the way back. Woo, that's nice. All the way forward. Very good. There is that side to side. Nice. At the toes then, we've got that bend down and a bend up at the toe. But let's check this out on the ground. So as for that functional movement, there it is all the way to the front. Woo, that's good. All the way to the back. Once again, very good. As for side to side, here it is all the way out, still on the ground, and there it is all the way in. So this is fantastic. This is very nice, especially mixed with that bend at the knee. But too bad about this. All that wasted potential. This should be able to drop down, way down into a squat, but because it can't move up at the front here, the best this thing can do for a squat is that. This is a bit of a joke. I know this has been repaired 3 times, hence Exia Repair 3, but that is no excuse for that weak ass squat. Anyway, so that is it for the review, and all I can say is, on the whole, this thing is absolutely fantastic, looks great, but it is let down in those hips. If they were just that little bit better, if they could rock forward like you see in a lot of modern Gundam designs or on the 30-minute missions, that would have made this fantastic. So all in all, this right here is silver tier. If this didn't look so good and if it didn't have such good articulation everywhere but the hips, and if the accessories weren't so cool, this would have been brought down to bronze, but it makes up for those weak hips with pretty much everything else. It is what I expect from a standard real grade, but as real grades keep on evolving with the likes of the Crossbone, Sazabi, New Gundam, this really is being left behind. These old style ones are really being left behind. So all in all, I definitely do recommend this if you do like Exia and you do like Gundam 00. Just know that it's not going to be posing the greatest at the hips, but you can still eke out, like you can see right now, some fairly serious awesome poses, and the weapons make it that much more awesome. So all in all, despite its shortcomings, I still think this is a pretty rad kit right here. For something so small, it is fantastically beautiful, but at the end of the day, and despite its shortcomings, I still recommend this kit. It is silver tier, which means it's what I expect from real grade, or at least older real grade, and that is still impressive. But anyway, if you do want one of your own, there is a link down there in the description to Amazon Japan. You can grab them through BUYEE if you want. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to come back for more Gunpla reviews, and I'll see you next time. And once again, to thank each and every one of you guys for watching, as well as those who support me on my channel memberships, as well as my patrons over on Patreon, including my top patrons, Kaiser721, Samuel Sebastian, Vex, and Bollig.